Hey guys, Gojira Wars 03 here, and I'm here this time with a different video. This is going to be my first ever figure review, and seeing as it's my first, I thought, let's start out on a really good note. So, I'm here today reviewing the Bandai High Grade Mechagodzilla 1993 and Gerudo over here. So, I guess we should just go ahead and get started. And before we start, thank you guys for the overwhelming response to my question video asking if you guys wanted to see figure reviews. You guys were in immediate support, and I just thank you guys for that. So let's get right into the figure, shall we? Starting with paint and detail. Paint-wise, it's Mechagodzilla, so he's pretty much all silver all over. He's missing the black paint. I mean, some variations of the figure apparently had black paint, like right here in between the leg sections right there and the like rubber looking parts. But I don't really mind because it kind of blends into the figure fine. Another paint issue might be that on the eyes, not sure if you can see, but part of the eyes are not painted yellow all the way. Most of the eyes are painted yellow, but there's parts of it that are silver, if you can see that. But honestly, it's fine. You kind of get over it. You could custom paint it if you really wanted to. So, yeah, paint-wise is pretty much entirely normal. Getting with detail, he has all the nice vents and ports that you would expect Mechagodzilla to have. He's got all the launchers for the missiles, like here and here, and on the shoulders, the shock anchor launchers right there. He's got the little cockpit section right there on the top. It's got the tail segments on the back with all the dorsal spines lined up nicely. Nice thrusters in the back. It's got the elbow pads, the knee pads, the nice vents on the side. On the bottom, it says 1994, Bandai 1994, made in China. So yeah, this figure did come out in 1994 as part of a set. So yeah, detail and paint-wise, that is Mechagodzilla. Looks really movie accurate, honestly, and I really like it. Let's move over to the Gerudo before we get back into Mechagodzilla. Paint-wise, it's nothing really special. It's got the black, maybe it's more of a dark metallic gray, gunmetal gray for the thruster sections. It's got white paint over the front of it here and on the tips of the cannons. No other real special paint apps. The rest is all pretty much in the same silver as Mechagodzilla. It's really well sculpted for details. Like, look at this. Aside from this obvious little peg here, which serves a purpose that we'll get into later, it really looks good. Like on the bottom and on the wings and on the sides of the wings, all this mechanical detailing looks really awesome for something that's only like 2 inches long. Yeah, so, I mean, it's great that they put so much detail into it, especially for something so small. Now, of course, naturally, the reason for that peg that we discussed before is that his main feature, and the reason I like this figure so much, is that you can take this back panel off of Mechagodzilla. You'll see that's where the back panel plugs in. There's a hole there, and there's the peg on the panel. It's just got some of his dorsal spines on it, and there's just an empty space now. And then you can plug in Gerudo to the back of Mechagodzilla, and there you go. Super Mechagodzilla ready to go. So you've got Super Mechagodzilla all ready and amped up. And I guess this would be a good time to go over size comparisons, maybe. I mean, honestly, looking over it, he scales well, especially with the Heisei figures. So here is Mogira. These guys look awesome together because they're like two fellow G-Force mechs and they look really cool. Here he is next to, of course, Godzilla from the Heisei era. The 1994 Godzilla, first release from Bandai High Grade. Get him out of here. And just for, I guess, a more random comparison, here he is next to the Bandai High Grade Little Godzilla, who I think Little Godzilla's a little bit too big, but that's okay. It honestly, as long as he's like kind of shorter than everybody else, it's fine. Last thing I guess we should go over is articulation. And the figure itself actually has a lot of good articulation points for a high grade figure. He has a swivel here, which is kind of, I mean, this arm can move that far before it hits the leg. Then it can move about that far before it hits the Gerudo. And it can actually go further if the Gerudo is not on his back, about to where the leg would hit it. Can go, other arm can do the exact same thing, can hit about there, and then can hit the leg. And then his waist can swivel all the way around, which is really nice. You can get some good swivel posing action. So yeah, I mean, overall I'd say, again, I'm obviously biased because this is my favorite Mechagodzilla design, but this is a really good, well-made, screen-accurate, honestly, figure. And if you're looking for a cheap way to get Mechagodzilla with the Gerudo, and you don't mind downgrading from a 6-inch scale to a 3-inch scale, by all means, go get this guy. He's pretty cheap. You can pick him up for maybe $10-ish. He's not bad. So yeah, I'd say go out and get this guy yourself. Definitely recommend him to anyone who likes Godzilla, or especially anybody who likes the Heisei Mechagodzilla. So that does it for this review, guys. Gojira Wars 03, out.